Welcome back, true believers. This is the Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel here again. I'm your host Matt, and this is another episode of Matt's new comic recommendations. So check it out. I was reading a little God Loves Man Kills from X-Men, but today we're going to be reviewing Justice League Unlimited #1. Get my hat adjusted. There we go. Justice League Unlimited #1. Now, there was a preview of this in the DC All-In special. I got the second print here. I didn't get the first one, but I got the second one. And it set it up this one, and it really got me excited to read this. And I loved the animated series back in the day, Justice League Unlimited and the Justice League Animated. But actually, I think I like Justice League Unlimited a little bit better. That's just my personal preference, but they're both great. But yeah, so this one starts out. You see Star Sapphire, and they're in South Africa with Star Sapphire. You got Black Lightning, Firestorm, I think Kid Flash, and Wonder Woman. And there's a bunch of damage here in South Africa. There's been you'll see there's more to come on that in a minute. But you see here, she's trying to protect like these. I guess they're like the war wheels, where you call them. Coming, and oh yeah, this is then you get to the title page, Justice League Unlimited, and it's written by Mark Waid, and it's the artist is Dan Mora. Tamara Bonvillain is the colorist, and Ariana Mar is does the letters. And there's a few variant covers, but I got cover A, and it says here that it says the planet Earth has long been home to individuals with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal humans. Now, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and more have united to offer sanctuary, resources, and leadership to all heroes across the galaxy. From high in Earth's orbit, in the Watchtower, their home base, the Watchtower, the world's greatest superheroes unite to confront threats too powerful for any single hero to face. And it says, previously, for some time, the Justice League had been disbanded, but a devastating attack from Amanda Waller and the suspicious circumstances of Darkseid's death have united the world's greatest superheroes once again. And this time, their power is unlimited. Justice League Unlimited. There you go. I like that. Well said. Well said. So it opens up, and you got this guy I'm not real familiar with. His name's Airwave from Austin, Texas. He's got his ID card because, they're uniting all the heroes. Just like, he's like, I'm kind of nervous about this, He says, well, okay, here goes nothing. And he gets pushed through the Zeta Beam. He always gets there, and Aquaman and somebody else is running. They already got an emergency going on. So, and then you see, the elongated man running to the emergency. You see Captain Marvel going somewhere. I'm gonna get an overhead cam later for this kind of review. But then the Flash comes up behind him and goes, "Hey kid, welcome to the Watchtower. Let me give you a tour." So he flies him around. I don't know how much you could have actually seen of the tour with the Flash running around that fast, but they go here and talk about there's a place called the Golden Room. A Golden Room. I can't wait to hear about this place. It was a meeting place for the Justice Society, the JSA. And you see he's got kind of whirlwinding around there. Then you get this alert that there's some war wheels. Is that what you call them? Yeah. In South Africa, Black Canary watching the screen there. My girl, Black Canary. So Superman, and I guess that was a flash forward earlier. They're going to go on there, and they're fighting these war wheels. And they're like, wow, these things why are they attacking? And we come to find out that they're attacking these resources. The iridium because it controls the global. They would control the global electronics industry, and they're just wreaking havoc. All these soldiers in South Africa are being killed, and the Justice League is trying to protect them. You got Black Lightning, and he said, "This is not about money; it's about power." And so they're fighting, and the airwave guy tells a Red Tornado, who's not got his new body yet because of that Amanda Waller crap happened. So I can help you because you would probably just be underfoot if you went down there. Well, Star Sapphire, and then you flash to I think they're in Costa Rica. Batman and Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, are in Costa Rica, and they said we don't see. They told the Red Tornado at the watchtower, we don't really see anything going on here. He says, "What's the disturbance?" And this police officer comes up and he says, "We are the ones that contacted the League, Batman. And the damage has been done to our town is not immediately visible, but is nonetheless devastating." He says these creatures have been capturing and taking their children and banishing. And he points in the woods, and Blue Beetle says, "How do you know they're in this forest here?" And then you see all these weird lights and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I see." So there's something going on in Costa Rica. Now we flash back to South Africa. This young man's a soldier. He's dying, and he's barely breathing. Star Sapphire's like, "I can save him." Now, I hope you don't mind spoilers. And he says, "Well, there's no way to save him. There's no hospital left standing in 40 miles because of all these war wheels and this conflict." And so but Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman are handling the war wheels, but what about these lives? And Star Sapphire's got this power of love, thing. So she's like, "I can save him if you can find his wife." And Black Lightning's like, "How are we going to find her?" Well, apparently Airwave knows from the phones he can do it because he got some kind of electromagnetic power. He can, connect things. So they send him. He gets down there, and they send word to her through all the phones, and she gets there. And then Star Sapphire tells her, "Look," she goes, "the power only works in the presence of two hearts already joined." So because they're married, right? And because she can say she can heal him, she says, "Concentrate on all this man means to you. Focus on the love you share. Open your soul and be as one with him. My ring can turn your bond into a healing force." So she heals him. And so that's a win for the Justice League there. And then Superman's going through the rubble of all the war wheels, and he's like, he picks up this thing. I don't know if it's some kind of hologram thing comes out, like these people's hologram comes out of this box he picks up off the wreckage. And he said, "You hear that?" Because he hears something because he got super hearing, I guess. So he picks that little box up with a hologram thing coming out, and he says, so the box says, "This is only the beginning, Superman. We will strike again. The Justice League cannot stop us. They cannot withstand our rage. And they call ourselves the Inferno. We are the Inferno, for we are the fire that transforms. Soon we will be the power that dominates the earth. In every nation, every person will beg us for mercy and release from their endless suffering." And Superman's like, "Yeah, well, you seem to be behind on the news. We just formed the Justice League again. It's the largest, most powerful force for good in the universe. Why else would you be foolish enough to warn us in advance of your plans?" And they reply without even batting an eye. They say, without even pausing, they say, "To show you that we consider you too insignificant to matter, your world, your league, it already belongs to us. You just don't know it yet." It's ominous. I'll tell you why it's ominous. They get back and they're like, "Okay." And so you see all this stuff going on in Costa Rica, and they're like, Superman, I think Batman says, send some heavy hitters. We're not going to last long on our own down here." You see all this stuff going on. So there's some real stuff going on. Well, they get back with the young kid, Airwave, and he's all excited, and they tell him to rest a little bit. So he goes into a quiet place by himself and sits in I guess his new quarters. It looks like he's kind of emotional after, his first action with the Justice League. And he's like, "Oh, these people are so welcoming. They're nice to me. All of them. They accept me for who I am. And nobody's never ever trusted me like that. They have no idea what that means and how helpful that is going to be, since I'm here to kill them all." So they've got, as my grandpa would have said, they have a fox in the hen house, everybody. So that more to come on that. There's also a preview of the new Hush coming out when Hush is coming back to Batman and Batman 158. I guess I'm going to start reading Batman again. You know what, DC, we just give DC and Marvel my bank account. They just take the money out directly from now on. I'm just kidding. They probably would if you offer, though. But do I recommend it? Yes. If you like Justice League, I recommend it. If you like the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, I definitely recommend it. If you don't like DC, I guess I don't recommend it. But if you're a fan of like awesome superhero team-ups, then I think this book is exciting. The Justice League is finally back. Took them long enough. They had it disbanded. There wasn't even a Justice League comic book. So that Justice League versus King Kong and Godzilla crap, as I call it. I mean, if you liked it, that's cool. I didn't like it. But I do recommend it. Also, stay tuned for my shows coming up. I have an interview show. I got my Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. We're going to talk about the new comic book day previews, the trending 20 and the hot 10 comics. And we're also going to talk about the potential disaster that this new Kraven the Hunter movie is going to be, as it's already been taken out of 25% of the screens it was supposed to be shown on before it was even released in theaters, and many more other fun topics we'll talk about. But I think our time has about come to an end. But until next time, true believers, Excelsior.